Hello and welcome to Drama Recaps. Our spotlight for today shines on the 2022 drama film Deep Water, set in a quaint little town in Louisiana. Spoilers ahead. The story begins with Vic, an affable gentleman, arriving home on his bicycle, only to see his wife Melinda watching him from the doorway before abruptly departing. The couple, ready to attend a party, entrust their young daughter Trixie to Chelsea, their nanny. Melinda's apparent indifference towards Trixie and her occasional bouts of irritability contrast sharply with Vic's caring and tender paternal demeanor. The preparation for the party becomes a quiet, intimate moment as Vic assists Melinda in selecting her attire, recommending a chic black dress and shoes straight from New York City. At the party, Vic soon realizes his wife has disappeared with Joel, a new arrival at the gathering. His suspicion is confirmed when he catches a glimpse of Melinda and Joel sharing a kiss through a window. Upon being questioned by Mary about Melinda's flirtatious behavior, Vic nonchalantly brushes it off, explaining their mutual agreement that Melinda can date others, provided their marriage remains intact. As the party continues, Melinda, emboldened by alcohol, puts on a performance that captures the attention of everyone present. Vic watches her from the sidelines, love reflected in his eyes. In a private conversation at the bar, Vic tells Joel an ominous tale of Marty, a previous admirer of Melinda who vanished mysteriously. He insinuates that he murdered Marty, leaving Joel perturbed. Joel, though skeptical of Vic's admission, hastily leaves the party. When Melinda confronts Vic about the conversation, he dismisses her concerns. Her disbelief is evident, and the rest of their ride home is filled with an uncomfortable silence. Upon reaching home, Vic settles up with the nanny, apologizing for Melinda's indecorous behavior of walking around without a top. In the privacy of their bedroom, Melinda confides to Vic that she finds Joel exhilarating and enjoys his company. However, she swiftly relegates Vic to the guest room for the night. Vic, seemingly distressed, seeks solace in his garage filled with terrariums of snails, a pastime that brings him peace in an otherwise tumultuous life. The following morning, Vic, while dropping his daughter off at school, discovers that news of his threatening remarks towards Joel has spread amongst his acquaintances. During a lunch with friends, they express their disapproval of Melinda's brazen affairs, urging Vic to discipline her at home. On learning about this conversation, Melinda flies into a rage. Vic attempts to mollify her, but Melinda insists that he ought to apologize to Joel, whom she has invited over for dinner. Joel, at dinner, announces his imminent departure for New Mexico for a lucrative job. Melinda's casual suggestion of visiting him there escalates into a heated exchange and a subsequent argument with Vic. Tasked by Melinda to put their daughter Trixie to bed, Vic indulges in reading her a bedtime story. Trixie confesses her disapproval of Joel, further disheartening Vic. Returning downstairs, he witnesses Melinda and Joel enjoying their evening together. In a pointed display of passive aggression, Vic deliberately shatters a plate in the kitchen, reminding them of his presence. Melinda, having excused herself to the bathroom, leaves Vic to entertain Joel. When asked about the pending apology, Vic doubles down on his previous claim: he did kill Marty. Following this disturbing revelation, Vic ushers Joel out, having preemptively called him a cab. At a later party, Vic engages in a conversation with Dawn, a writer. When asked about his profession, Vic casually mentions his early retirement, achieved through developing a chip for drones, and his current pursuit of creating web applications. He then surprises everyone, including Melinda, by asking Dawn's wife for a dance. The next day brings another shock: a call from the bank regarding a $3,000 wire transfer made by Melinda to a Charlie DeLille for piano lessons. Curious, Vic investigates and discovers Charlie's usual haunt. There, he spots Melinda, evidently smitten with the pianist. Vic returns home, somewhat bewildered, to seek solace in his snail collection. Melinda, meanwhile, spends the night away with Charlie. She returns the next morning to an irate Vic pleading with her to consider their daughter and cease seeing Charlie. But his words fall on deaf ears as Melinda retorts, reminding him that it was he who suggested an open relationship in the first place. During a party, Melinda introduces Charlie as her piano teacher to her husband. Later, Vic observes Melinda and Charlie emerge, looking satisfied, from a room that was previously locked, further fueling his anguish. In the ensuing moments, Vic looks on, displeased, as Melinda and Charlie playfully cavort in the pool. However, an unexpected downpour forces everyone indoors, leaving Vic and Charlie alone in the pool, an opportunity that Vic seizes. Shortly after, Charlie's lifeless body is discovered in the pool. The police arrive to interrogate the guests, with Melinda accusing Vic of the murder. Dawn, the writer, also becomes suspicious of him. Upon returning home, Vic asks Melinda if she fears him, but she retorts that she does not. As Vic roams around town, he notices a vehicle tailing him, and subsequently spots Melinda with a detective at a local cafe, a detective hired by Dawn and Melinda to monitor him. Armed with this information, Vic confronts Dawn in front of his family, accusing him of espionage. Later, he notices Melinda with a new friend, Tony. Overhearing their conversation at home, Vic learns of their plans to relocate to Brazil with Trixie. An enraged Vic attempts to reason with Melinda, but his pleas fall on deaf ears. In a strategic move, Vic invites Tony over. As they socialize, Melinda reveals to Vic that Tony is the first American she has ever slept with, casting a pall of discomfort over the evening. The couple continue to enjoy themselves while Vic quietly observes. Later, they retire upstairs to satiate their physical desires, uninterrupted by Vic. The next day, Vic confronts Tony, suggesting Melinda wishes to show him a piece of land since Tony is in the house building business. He leads Tony to a forest where he ambushes him with a rock, causing him to tumble down a hill to his death. Vic conceals the body in a river, weighed down by rocks, and absconds with Tony's wallet. By sheer coincidence, Melinda and Trixie decide to picnic in the same ravine where Tony's body lies concealed. Assuming Tony has once again deserted her, Melinda gravitates back to Vic, appreciating his steadfast support. In a sentimental moment, Vic presents her with a photo album titled "Love of My Life." During the picnic, Vic becomes alarmed when he notices Trixie perilously close to the cliff. As he rushes to her, he catches sight of Tony's resurfaced body in the river. Melinda mentions forgetting her scarf back at the picnic spot, providing Vic with an excuse to return and conceal Tony's body once more. They return home, where passion ignites between them once again. The following morning, Vic rushes back to the ravine, while Melinda searches for him. Her search leads her to the garage where Vic keeps his snails, and she stumbles upon Tony's wallet. The discovery of Tony's wallet fills Melinda with fear. Concurrently, Vic descends towards the river, only to be surprised by Dawn's sudden appearance, holding Melinda's forgotten scarf and questioning his presence. The unexpected emergence of Tony's body sends Dawn fleeing in panic. He hastily jumps into his car and drives off, pursued by Vic on his bicycle. Back at home, Melinda hurriedly packs her bags, only to be thwarted by Trixie. In a show of support for her father, she tosses the suitcases into the pool, asserting they won't be leaving. In the ensuing chase, Vic opts for a shortcut through the forest, resulting in him abruptly crossing paths with Dawn's car. This causes Dawn to swerve off the road and plummet over a cliff. A weary Vic returns home to find Melinda waiting on the steps. She watches him silently before retreating to her room. Later, we see Melinda burning the documents she found in Tony's wallet, choosing to keep her husband's dark secret to herself.